I have been on fire these past couple of months with everything happening around the world. The old world most of us have grown up in, that we found familiar, appears to be going up in flames. As I watch this blatant inferno, my mind immediately starts to label it as a crumbling wasteland of utter chaos. As I invite that notion in, it swirls around my brain, bringing forth the question, what can I do? What can we do but to watch it all crash to the ground? I can feel, along with most likely many of you who are reading this article, that we have been in the midst of a dark agenda playing out for hundreds of years, causing the deterioration of humanity in the form of our inherent human consciousness as well as our beloved earthly environment. In my opinion, the darkness is a natural fluctuation in time, seems foreign, even removed to say, we are very much still in the dark ages. Yes, we may have moved away from visibly decapitating people for speaking their truth, but we are still very much in the infancy, as a mass civilization waking up out of solely the physical planes into the higher uses of consciousness. I am not speaking of superhuman intuitive powers like telekinesis, teleportation via the mind, remote viewing, or mind reading, although I believe, those are abilities we were and are very much capable of, but I am more speaking of the simple ability, for example, to know that although we are in this physical body, we are animated by and connected to spirit itself. Meaning that any person outside of yourself, is an active aspect of you, he or she is literally a part of you. This simple ascension from fear-based, head-centered navigation to this heart-centered knowledge would, be reality shifting, when implemented on a global scale. Just imagine it with me, if the majority of humanity knew and started integrating that one belief into their everyday lives, physical violence would surely begin to end. With each bomb that is detonated, it seems to shatter a layer of the collective consciousness, and yet underneath the rubble of this war zone we call our home, this attack on our and my consciousness and in our physical world, survives a deep inner truth. In order for the old order to fall away, we have to watch it decline into disorder. The predictions of 2012 have been correct about the end of times, but it is not what the mass media portrayed it as, because this is an end to the times as we knew them. This movement into a new world begins in the spiritual and unseen realms first and then ripples across the physical world. 2012 was the first dismantling of the veil that protected any form of corruption from truth. We are here to watch it all come down, and there is a ray of hope and end amongst this storm. There is a centralized theme in truth that has rang through history, that through the darkness comes the light once again. Everything in the universe is a mirror of itself, and this works with the geometry of space-time as well. Similar to the shape of our DNA, the storage house for all of our ancestors' journey through what we call epigenetics. The universe moves matter in a swirling, spiraling, up and down motion and in oscillating organic patterns. These waves echo throughout the procession of time and matter. There was a time in our history of knowing, the time of light, when the human races you rarely hear of ruled the planet. They still whisper gentle delights and enchantments into our hearts, if you listen. The Sumerians, Lemurians, and Atlanteans, you have most likely heard of one of these civilizations. Each one of these cultures was a part of a time on Earth of pristine higher consciousness called the Golden Age. Just as we rose into this Golden Age, we have naturally declined into the Dark Ages. Whether this period of time was hijacked from us or whether it was destined from cosmic positioning, we will not know until we come into the great remembering and awakening once again. Either way, I want to stay focused on why we are here now rather than where we have come from. We are coming into a time when the people of this previous Golden Age predicted that we would start rising out of the darkness, or lack of consciousness, once again. I think that it is inevitable that we keep seeing the outbreak of every form of chaos. It is like how your body takes 3 days to fire up the immune system to heal a wound, and the first response is swelling, redness and inflammation. Well, the planet is inflamed, and the ones who are hearing the Earth's call and feeling this calling deeply, are coming in with compassionate mindfulness to be a part of her immune response. The more chaotic that our environment gets, the more it is an unraveling of all of the corruption that has been hidden or blatantly and uncontrollably exercised upon the people for hundreds of years. The people in power have been focusing on the control of human consciousness, and their usual tactics aren't working anymore, because we have reached a critical mass of enough of us who are awake, the 100th monkey effect. If you don't know what this is, Google it. The veil of control is visibly fading, failing and falling away. I wanted to write this because this is a reminder to others who have been putting in the work to clear their karmic cycles here, to awaken and center into the remembrance of their mission. You have heard many people say that there are the 1% that hold the majority of power and resources on the planet. Well, I want to say this: just as everything moves in a symmetrical, dualistic fashion in this physical visible realm, there is another equal 1%, holding just as powerful of a resource. That resource, you ask? Unlimited unified, collective conscious, the fabric of all creation. If you are one who has been hearing the clarion call of awakening, you are being invited to the forefront in the shaping of the new Earth consciousness. Spread this knowledge and keep dedicated to the path of love and light. The darkness present is not entirely bad, it just needs to be loved, felt, seen and honored back to remembrance. Together we are creating a movement towards the next golden age. Jocelyn